Hi Floss Tube friends, it's Lisa here from Shady Tree Stitches, and this week I'm bringing you a different video. It's September, right? Time to start planning for next year, and there's so many things to plan for. I mean, as you know, I admin No New Starts, and we have a lot of plans and fun things to do for No New Starts. So that's my first priority. And then secondly, all the other groups are starting to lay down their plans. There's the ongoing groups that I'm having fun playing in. So I've got to start, starting to think about, well, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? I started 2021 working on No New Starts, and to this day, ignoring the little exception of the fact that I'm a model stitcher, I have succeeded in doing No New Starts, and I'm really proud of myself for that. I did get into a little bit of join everyone on the latest start this, start that. And to me, really, a sal is a stitch along, not a start along. So I don't want to do any more start alongs. I want to do stitch alongs and enjoy what I'm stitching. So I've got to work out, well, what do I want to do for 2022? I still want to do No New Starts. I have a lot of WIPS that I can work on, and I want to work on them. But before we get to 2022, we're going to have the 12 days of Christmas, which is about 18 days, where I can start whatever I want to start. So there will be a follow-up video in a little while when I work out how many spots I've got to fill in my plans to decide, well, which ones do I really want to start? What's really high on my list of priorities? So what am I thinking? Well, No New Starts, there are three options. There's No New Starts, which means none. No new starts, nada, none, no freebies, no nothing. That's where my brain wants to be. Because I'm a model stitcher though, I have to jump across to another one. So the next level is 22 and 22, which means you focus on 22 pieces. And I came up with this idea because I really have been enjoying doing the zombie run in Daily 30, focusing on a couple of pieces and seeing some progress. So I like the idea of focusing. So could I do 22 and 22? Maybe. It just means declaring 22 WIPs that I'm going to work on and not starting any unless I finish any. Or work your WIPs, which is the more relaxed version, where I can declare as many WIPs as I want to and I work through them. So I was trying to work out what I wanted to do, and I thought I'm going to go work your WIPs because I do model stitching. That will give me the opportunity to have some new starts in there because there are free allowances available, plus able to be earned by playing in all the other games, and I play them all. But I also, I've been teetering on the edge of WIP Go for a few years, and now I finally had someone explain to me a way it would work for me. So I'm going to give WIP Go a go for 2022 as well. And it's going to be a bit of my deciding factor. So I'm going to make a couple of boards, and I'm not sure yet if I'm going to make 3 or 4. Each piece is going to be on a board. And when it gets called for that month, that's going to be one of the focus pieces for the month. So I will focus around getting projects done for that month. So with that in mind, I feel like I can do quite a few. It depends on the number, the WIP Go boards divisible by a certain number, and basically that means I either need to do, in my mind, 72 or 96 WIPs. I started this year with 96. I have finished a lot. I've finished about 22, but about 10 of them are model stitches, so they weren't WIPs. So yeah, I will give you in a normal floss tube at the end of the year my updates on where I'm at. So the mission today, friends, is to go through my current WIP stash, hence why I'm out here. I've kicked my husband out of the craft room so that I can actually go through it and decide, is it a WIP that I want to work on in 2022? I do have the option of shelving it for the year and not touching it. Or I can also throw it into my knock it over. Knock it over, knock it over, just get it done. That's what October is going to be for me. So I'll have the hashtag here, knock it over. And if you want to join me in knocking things over in October, go for it. The reason it's October is that I need time to plan Easy. All right, let's get started. These are in no particular order. I have 4 of these tubs that contain the WIPS in this room. And then I have my 21 or so over in the house that are currently being worked on, but that 21 and 21 is sort of finishing today. So let's dig in and decide, what are we going to do? Okay, my arch nemesis, Brooks Books Snow Angel. She's gorgeous. She's stunning. She's one of my oldest WIPs. And she has a lot done on her. I just have to finish some metallics and do the beading. I just don't like the perforated paper, so I never stitch on her. I feel like it's a choice between knock it overing her or shelving her. What do you think, Snow Angel? Should I knock her over? I feel like I should knock her over. I give her the chance. She can go in the knock it over pile, and I'll try and not ignore her. All right, we have Mirabilia's Caprice Fairy. She's just a little Nora Corbett. Sorry, not with Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. And this one is one that I was doing a conversion of colours on to make her a native Australian fairy on a stunning piece of fabric. There she is. I think she definitely should be a knock it over. What do you reckon? I don't have too many knock it overs in October though, because I've got to try and finish them. Okay, this one here is I think Durine Jones Christmas gingerbread. I'll put a picture here because I haven't got one printed. And this is where I'm up to. So I don't see me having too much chance of knocking that over. So I think it will be my first one in the WIPS for next year. Okay, this one, my samurai dude. He's quite a fiddly stitch. He's a samurai by the gold collection, and he is currently sitting here. So again, I don't think I can get him knocked over in October, but I do want to keep working on him so he can stay for next year. What have we got here? It's like Christmas going through all this. We have got Winter from the Cricket collection. And Winter from the Cricket collection is another one that hasn't got much done on it. So I think that one can be a WIP for next year, which will be fine. These definitely have not had much love. These are a pair of Christmas ornaments. A little doggy and a little snowman. That's nice, Siri. Let me know when the internet's back. Okay. There's not much done on that at all. But you know, they're really nice small. And one of the good things about doing worky WIPs is that if you finish one, you can replace it with something the same size. So I think I'll keep the ornaments to have a small ornament. This one I can tell already is Brooks Books Cakes. Looks like this. And again, I have not done much on the cakes. Very little, oh, a bit more than I thought, but that's where we're at. So I need to keep doing these. They haven't had any much love. So it might be that November turns into a month of love for things, but cakes can stay for next year, 2022 WIP. Another yummy project bag. Okay, Easter House Trio. Easter House Trio is not looking too great. Needs some love, but I have been focusing on the Spring House Trio. So I have a series of these ones. I also have in the same bag Christmas House Trio. These are both by Waxing Moon Designs. And again, it has got a similar amount of not much done. So definitely WIPS for 2022. This one is Little House ABC houses. Love these. Love them. They just haven't come up in many props. That's all I've done. You know, I said it's only September, but needs some love for next year. So that's for later. It's for Ron. We'll save that for Ron later on. Now, this is a Little House series. Sorry. Gardening, quilting, baking, and reading. So I have been stitching this one, and we have actually finished gardening, but we haven't done the other three. So again, that would be a good one to put into the pile of smalls, because each of them can be a replacement with. Okay, we have got Shabby Autumn Calendar by Cuore e Battacuore. This is one of the ones that I'm out here looking for. Does it have a sunflower? Yeah, no, it does not have a sunflower. But it's a lovely autumn piece, and I really want to end up stitching the whole series of these. So I pretty much need to pull my finger out and get some more done on it, don't you think? Okay, definitely staying as a WIP, and then I'll have a box I can put things in. All right, here's one. Might get it to knock it over. Nora Corbett's Elle Fairy. Nora Corbett's Elle Fairy is only a little tucker, and she is much done. Just need to do a top part of her head and some beads. I think definitely knock it over. What do you reckon? Another one for knock it over. It's given us 3 so far. Another Mirabilia. All the fancy ladies. Savannah's Curtsy. Savannah has not had much love, but she's beautiful. So I think she can make it into 2022. Nearly at the end of this first box. Another Mirabilia, and I'll still be hiding in this box. Maidens of the Season. I'm doing all 4 on the one piece of fabric. And this piece of fabric, I know, is all boarded up. And we've started a bit on winter, so that's definitely got to stay a WIP. Got to stay a WIP for next year, but it's not going to get finished in October. Did start my year as one of my zombie runs, and then I subbed it out. So we'll see what Daily 30 come up with for the yearly event, and see not sorry about that, makes it back. Okay, Silkwood Manor. Silkwood Manor has not had a lot of love on it at all. There we go. So it definitely needs some more love. Put him into the next year pile. I found any to not use yet, but I can always go through this again. But most of them are so new that I'm sort of not ready to not do them yet. Okay. The Sew It Up Gingerbread House, Stitching House. This needs a bigger bag. Doesn't fit very easily in there. All the pieces are here. Where have I stitched? Not on that one. I've got all the fabric ready to go. That's just a blank bit of fabric. Which reminds me, we got asked a question, what do you do in a situation like this where the pattern has got so many different parts and different sizes. How do you calculate the size? What I would do is treat each part as a separate WIP. So finish it and move on, replace it. Only if you're in 22 or work your WIPs. So that one definitely needs to continue to have some progress. I've not shared with it. We have an empty box. Pardon me for 2 seconds. Noisy. I'll put all these back in their box because otherwise it's just going to be a great big mess. Okay, that's one done. Put things in. Okay, another memorabilia. Gigi and Nora. Bewitching Pixie. She's another small one, but love the fabric. Love the fabric I'm doing this one on. Doing it on this piece that I got from Sew It All. It's got like lightning. So she needs some more love, but she's definitely not going to be a Knock-October piece. She'll have to wait till next year. Lest we forget. This one is a Paddock Lanes design pattern. Looking for the picture to show you. It's been a while since you've seen this because I'm stitching it. I love the pattern, I'm on 40 count. He needs to get some love. He really needs some love because he currently looks like that. I really need to dig him out and do some more work on him. So I might move him to the potential work on, because I have to work on a piece this week with my smallest, this month with my smallest count, 40 count. Okay, another memorabilia. My goodness, see, I started all the things with all the people. Miss Christmas Eve. Miss Christmas Eve is also not hugely done. In fact, we have got a bodice. So she needs to get some more love in 2022. And as I said, I may touch some of these towards the end of the year. This is Pretty Little City, Sydney by Satsuma Street. Where's the picture of it? That side. On that side. Must be on this one. Pretty Little Sydney. It's not a very big stitch, and it is very blocky, but I've only done that much. So I feel like he needs to get some love this year, but maybe not in October. Oh, love this one. Another Cuore Peticure. And this one is called, where is it going? Lavender Farm. Love the purples. It's gorgeous. I'm using a gorgeous piece of fabric, and that's as much as we've got done. Definitely needs some more love in 2022. Interesting to see what I pick as my focus pieces, do you think? Okay, Bird in Hand by Told in a Garden. There it is. And Bird in Hand is currently looking like that. Fair way to go. I have been focusing more on my raspberry and blueberry homecomings this year. So I think my Bird in Hand can get some more love in 2022. What we got here? Macintosh Mill. This one hasn't had much love at all. Not much love at all. Here's Macintosh Mill. And that's how much love it's had. Definitely requires some more love in 2022. Almost filled up this box. What we got next? It's a Dimensions kit. Ah, yes. This one is a Charles Wasocki. Oh no, take that back. Is it Charles Wasocki? Yes, it is. Americana old-time wagons. So, hasn't received a lot of love this year either. I mean, most of these haven't received a lot of love because they weren't in my 21 and 21. So that's where it's at. We've got a couple of horses, people in a wagon. Love this fabric. This one's really good. It's an autumn leaves. Perfect for looking like dirty soil. But I'd like to fold it up a little bit less crumpled this time. 2022, I think so. I need to be doing a tally so I know how many I've got, but anyway, I'll count them after. And because I love Told in the Garden, we've got Grandfather's Barn. And Grandfather's Barn has not had much love. He had a bit early on. That's where he's at. So he needs more love in 2022. Okay, Victoria Sampler. This one's very precious to me, especially now that Thea's retiring. Heirloom Stitching Sampler. I love doing Victoria Sampler ones. Really love them. But I haven't done much on it. That's where I am. So it definitely needs a lot more. I think the reason it hasn't had a lot of love this year is that I've been doing the Little House Needleworks stitching sampler, stitching ABCs. I seem weird to be doing two stitching ones simultaneously. Okay, it's my working copy of this one, but Joan Elliott, All Hallows Eve sampler. And this one is not getting a lot of love at the moment because I'm working on the Christmas one. But it's had a bit of love. The bottom, I started this one at the bottom. There we go. So it still has a lot of love to go. But being a single coloured stitch is a good way. And lucky last in this bag is Friendship Sample. Now, this one I'm undecided about. I like it. I do like it. But it is not getting much love. What do you think? Do I have enough samplers that I could shelve it for a year? Or should I keep it for 2022? So that's Friendship Sample. So far you've got two to tell me about. My Snow Angel, should I finish her and knock it over? And my Friendship Sampler, should I shelve it? Okay, full coverages. These have not got a lot of love. There's quite a few of them. I'm thinking maybe to make my WIPS boards different size pieces, so that each of these can get a bit of love on it during the year. So this is Trainer Dreams. I'll put the picture here so you can see what it's meant to look like, because there's no way you're going to know from that. But I do like the Randall Spangler. They're cute, they're bright, they're colourful, they're lots of fun. So I think the BAP WIPS board would help that. We've got Reader's Paradise. So it looks like this. Like this piece, lots of detail. And again though, starting up in the corner, look, I've done that much. Oh, I think it's actually that much. But it's because I've been focusing on other foot coverages. This one, do I shelve it for a year? I've got enough foot coverages to work on. Me thinking shelve Maria's Paradise. I need another part for shelving. Gingerbread Manor. Here's the picture of Gingerbread Manor. This one was getting quite a bit of love early on. There we go. A bit of black. I'd like to keep it. It's bright and colourful and makes me happy. So it's on the possibles. Angel, Lion and Lamb. This one actually came useful for quite a few prompts. And I've gotten to that inside border. So I think with a bit of love it could progress quite nicely. So you can stay. Mountain Cabin, this one. Stitching this one with a friend. Does come in handy for a lot of prompts, this one. Just needs a bit more consistent application. I'd like to say. My Disney gallery has not had much love at all. What do you reckon? Does Disney Gallery make it to the cut or get shelved for the year? Help me decide. My possible shelves over here. Scarecrow Festival. Okay, I don't think I can show you this one. I don't think it's here. This is the one the cat trod on. So that's that picture here. Again, I think it's going to go shelf. My Artisy Christmas house looks like this. That was a high hand. Okay, this one started to be annoying because it started in the middle with white. But then once I started getting to the window frames around the edge, far less annoying. So I think it's going to stay in the back pile. And the last one I have on me at the moment is my Artisy Castle here. Again, it's had a bit of starting point. So the Artisy Castle has similar themes to Once Upon a Fairy Tale. So I'm wondering, should I put it on the shelf for a year and get more done on the fairy tale? So there's another question for you. Possible shelf. Okay. Lucky last. It's a big, well, it's not big, but it's heavy. Okay. We have my Teresa Wensler Peacock Majesty or Tapestry, whichever one this is. She's beautiful. She's a challenge. She's had that much done. She's not good for challenges that involve fast stitching. I feel like she should go on the shelf. You're following them as such. Just thinking about shelving for the year. If I'm not going to work, make room for something, I will. Okay, where's the picture gone for this one? This is Crystal Christmas. Another Mirabilia. Are you ready for it? Can't you wait? It's got a lot of white, and that's all I've done. But I do really like it. I just haven't done much on it. Decisions, decisions. It's an awful lot of white stitching. But then I did really want to start it for this year. I don't know. Have to think about that one. Okay, continuing our way through. The lighthouse. The Eric Didal lighthouse looks like this. And that's as far as we've got. I think he needs some more love. He can stay in. Since putting him on Pattern Keeper, he's so much easier to stitch on. Not many knock it overs in here. Okay, we've next got the Beatitudes. Really nice leather one. And the reason it hasn't had a lot of love is because I've been doing the alphabet. But that's where we're up to with it. So, I think you can get some more love next year. Okay, this one is potentially a good knock it over. Prairie Staller Homestead Holiday. We have got one done, and we seriously are working on this white swan here, I think, and that's where we are. Come on, knock it over, Lisa. That's ridiculous. And then it'll be a really good one to have as a tissue box for when you finish one, start it off, gives me some nice smalls. So you can go into the knock it over pile. Okay, this one I'm not sure about. It's Jeanette Douglas Once Upon a Tree. Small. I haven't done much. Has fancy stitches though, could go quite fast. I think it needs some more love. Might move it into the give it some more love this year pile. Spring Garden. This one is the French knot piece. Oh, it's definitely going to be staying, because how often do you need to do French knots? Embellishing it. I've embellished that part. Another small one. Home Sweet Home. It's a Chronic pattern. Has not had love at all. I'm actually thinking of shelving that one. Got lots of other houses. Don't need too many houses. Can I just say that? Look, house, house, house. He can get shelved. Oh, this one's got to come out this week. Village of Hawk Run Hollow. Love it, except for the 40 count. However, have done a lot of work on it, and therefore need to do some more on it. And I'm nearly a quarter of the way there. Well, I'm a quarter of the way, I think. Nearly a third of the way. So he's coming out this week to be, I think he'll be on my 40 count piece So you'll get to see some progress on him this week. Okay. Strawberry Fields. My birthday stitch for this year. It's going quite well. Might put him in the give him some more love this year pile. Oh, we work on it. Sometimes I get lost in there. Alright. The winds. Catch the wind. Photo looks like this. Again, starting on it. Stitched on this with some friends. We were doing a sell. I've done that much. Love the fabric. But I think I have enough girls. So I feel like it can go onto the shelf for the year. You're helping me a lot, so thank you. Oh, this one. It's another house. Evergreen Lane, Blackbird Designs. Super easy, super quick, super being lazy. Could knock it over in no time. Let's chuck that into knock it over, hey? Another one for knock it over. Cozy Cove. This one's come up for so many props. They've got an option to be stitched. Gold collection. Really like it. And as you can see, really like the picture. Haven't given it justice. Needs some more love. Most definitely. Can stay for 2022. Alright, 3 more to go in here and then I'll go inside and show you the other ones. This one, I'd say, is Lantern Lane. You find you can tell by the fabric. Lantern Lane. Again, nice, easy little house. Hasn't had a lot of love, but it really wouldn't take long to knock it over. I think it can go into knock it over. Let's see if we can knock it over in October. Right, another one. This might be coming out this week. Depends if it has what I'm looking for on it. It's Janlin's Autumn Sampler. I'm looking for a sunflower. It does not have any sunflowers. So it's not coming out this week. That's where it's up to. Problem is, I have to frog all the bit I started because that doesn't match up with the outside. So that's why it's been sitting here. So I'll look at maybe getting this frogging done for the start of the year. And it can get some more love. And lucky last 2 for this is the Rocks Juniper Designs, and it's Colleen in Crime Windsor. 2 street scenes from Old Fashioned Sydney. They definitely need a better bag, but they need more love. So there we go. That's where we're at so far. So there's quite a few on the shelf. A few of you helped decide with me. So let me know. I will now relocate and we'll look at the other one. I lied. I found a few others hiding next to the shelf. We have got the 2021 Pandemic Sampler, which by Sassy Girl. It's a beautiful piece. My beautiful Outlander bag, and actually has had quite a bit of work done on it, so it's definitely got to stay, and I think it needs some more love this year. Okay, we have got another cricket collection. matching this with my friend Sue, Christmas. She definitely would like me to do some more on this so I can match her. But it will come out later. But it's not getting put on the shelf. Modern Folk Embroideries 2020 sale. Being stitched in a gorgeous silk view thread. Just needs to have some more work on it. Love the colour, love the pattern. Okay, now I promised you one more I can see here, one of my newest ones. It's my Ocean Scene stamped one. Obviously will be staying. My filing system's a bit out of whack. So we've also got, that we've been working on in the 21 and 21, South American Angel. She's definitely staying. Definitely like doing my work on her. You've seen her very recently, but there she is. So she can definitely get some more love going forward. One I mentioned already today is my Christmas Eve sampler from Joan Elliott. This one's also being done in a beautiful deep green silk view thread. And this one is progressing quite nicely as well. So they will be continuing. I mean, a bit of what I work on in October and November and December will depend on the prompts that I get from the Daily 30. So some of these may come back out. You never know. We just have to wait and see. I feel like some of these will. There are a lot of Christmas ones. 12 Days of Christmas Design Works. And that one is currently here. Definitely not an October piece. So my plan is if I can fit any of the ones that are close to finishing into the prompts in October, I will. And that will mean that they're done. Okay, we have got Sleepy Hollow by the Tiny Mummonist. And it's progressing quite nicely. So definitely staying to keep getting done for 2022. All right, third time lucky. What do you reckon? Okay, so I'm back in my stitchy spot. And so I've got a whole lot of bags around me that I've been using for my 21 and 21. So the question is not whether these are going to go on the shelf for the year, next year. If they'll make it to the list of WIPS. But will they make it into the Knock It Over? That's the question. First up, Chinese Garden Mandala. I've been doing a lot of work on this one, and this is where I'm up to. So obviously it's pretty clear. There is no way that that is going to make it into Knock It Over because I cannot finish the chatelaine in a month. No chance at all. So he's going back out to the cupboard. This one wasn't in 21 and 21, but it is Joya Noel. Put a picture here. And this one I think I'll keep in here to work on as my Christmas stitch because it's a stitch along with a whole bunch of us here in Australia that we're doing. So that's where I'm up to with it. Got a lot more to go. So I feel like that one might not get knocked it over in Knock Over, but might deserve to have a bit of a go of life. I'm gonna throw these all. All right. Oh, it's a big one. Once Upon a Fairy Tale looks like this. And the stitching of it looks like. Let's see where you are. Too much fabric. There we go. Oh, that's sideways. Sorry. Really not so skilled at getting these big ass projects. As I mentioned already, there you are, that's where it is. I think it trumps the castle. So there we go. That's where he is. So he'll be staying, but not necessarily coming out again this year, because I really want to focus on the ones I'm focusing on. This one here is Scary Halloween, and it's by Twin Peaks Primitives. As I always say, it looks deceptively small, but each one of these pieces is quite big. I'll finish the first one. I've got the second and third. Do you reckon I can knock it over? Do you think Scary Halloween is able to be done? I think it's worth a try. And it would mean that I'd have a nice Halloween piece to work on. So I think we'll give it a chance to knock it over. And my other Twin Peaks primitives, these are really nice simple stitches. Joy to the World, Christmas freebie from last year. Hasn't been out much because it's a Christmas piece, but that's where I'm up to. I feel like it could definitely knock it over. So it's going to be in the knock it over. Look forward to seeing that one appear. Big Red Ship of Life. We only just restitched this the other day. Restarted it, and I can't show it to you right this second. It'll come up a bit later. It's further down the pile. The bag is not located with the fabric. Alice. Now, Alice by Mirabilia. It's one of my older WIPs, gifted to me very kindly from Aussie Stitcher Belinda, and I really want to get her done. I'm up to her face. Her whole bottom is done. This whole side of the curtain's done. I've just got to fill in that side of the curtain and finish the archway here. What do you reckon? Knock it over? I think it's worth a try. Definitely get her closer to a finish. And any I don't finish, that's okay. They can roll over for next year. And here's the other one I mentioned earlier. Springhouse Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. And this one has been having a lot more work on it than the others. So I feel like we can pretty much knock that over and knock it over. What do you reckon? They're such simple designs. They're really relaxing block stitches, quick stitches, so they're good for all my games. So we can knock it over. Okay, this next one's definitely knock it over. No denying this. It's Here Comes Treble by Ink Circles. And really, if I can't finish this in October, there's something wrong with me. Just got to fill in the treble clef and finish the stave and a few dots around it. So there's no reason that Here Comes Treble can't get finished. Knock it over. Okay, we have got two in this bag. This is my other Told in the Gardens. So we've got Blueberry Homecoming. Hasn't seen a lot of love. But definitely will be continue to work on. But it hasn't seen a lot of love because I've been working on its friend, Raspberry Homecoming. And Raspberry Homecoming, I think, can get knock it over. It's just a matter of focusing on these pieces and making them the ones I stitch on. And I'm sure they will get done. Maybe in October I'm going to have to do alternative or penalty stitches for things. Shakara! I can do that. This is another little one, Red Hat Society. And this one, The Reward. Nice, simple, little stitch. Quite small. I think I can try and knock him over too. giving myself lots of goals for October, but really it's going to be October and November. So I think it, maybe what I should do is, brainwave, can you see the light bulb shine? Maybe I pick 21 to knock it over. And I can continue my 21 and 21. Just swap them all out. Why not? I'm making up the rules of my own challenge. I can do what I like. Juniper Designs. Bay window. Bay window has not had much love. Simple stitch, easy to do. I think it can get filed to next year though. My Stitches ABCs. This one is definitely going to be a knock it over. Because remember, I've got that Victoria House sample one I want to do. So that's what it looks like. Little House Stitches ABCs. Done my own color conversion using fancy floss, and I am down to N. Definitely a knock it over. It's amazing how quickly, like, I don't know how many WIPS, 80 WIPS, how much it takes to go through them. Okay, my first ever biscornu, koala biscornu. We have stitched and nearly completed the back. Haven't started the front. So, what do you reckon? Think it's worth knock it overing? There's a question for you. Do you think I could knock it over that as one of my pieces in October? So, koala biscornu. Comment below if you have any suggestions on these questions I'm asking you. I am doing it because I want your feedback. I love the communal brain. The communal brain is my friend. It drives me often and tells me what to do because I'm not capable of individual thought. No, I'm very capable of individual thought, but I just like to throw some things out to FlossTube to decide. Unfortunately, not too many people tend to respond, so then I end up going back to my brain, but at least I know I tried. All right, this one. This is one of my goals. If I can find the picture to show you. No, I cannot find the picture. It's Anzac by Long Dog. I set myself a goal to finish this dude this year. We're at the bottom. We're almost at the side. It's got about half to go. What do you reckon? He's going to stay so I can try. Don't know if I'll get there, but we can try. We'll put him into knock it over and see if he can get a little love. It's really good for challenges. All right, this one is definitely going to be a knock it over. Model stitch. Paddock Lane Designs, let passion be your motivation. I definitely can knock that over. And after I knock him over, there's two more. Be afraid and do it anyway. And believe in yourself. So I need to get them done. They need to get knocked over, and so they will be staying out to get done. Okay, another one. This one is another Paddock Lane Designs, and it is a Among Us, and it is the full version, the Halloween, Christmas, and normal. Wasn't me, ready sus, wasn't me. So I need to finish this one off because it is another model stitch, and I am so close to being done. We've got the whole bottom done. I just have to finish that little bit there. Definitely knock it over. Get these done and dusted. All right, and we've got my big project. So we have got stitching time. This one, my goal is to finish the 20,000 more black stitches by the end of the year. So it will be done. Okay, can I reach these without toppling them over? Getting some good views of my wrinkles. We have got the Scarlet House. Okay, this is the Scarlet House American Homestead stitching sample. I'm only stitching the cushion. There it is. Not much done on it, is there? So I think maybe that one can go back into the box for next year. It's not going to get done. I might want to do all the bits. Another model stitch. Told you, I am the world's worst model stitcher. This one is, sorry, looking at it, August from my year down under. And that's where I'm up to. Again, model stitches need to get knocked over, need to get done, finish them off. Really need to employ some model stitches. That's just if I had the money, I could. Okay, this one is Soda Stitches World Postage Stamps. Now you can't see all of this at the moment, but you don't really need to. But he's lost his needle minder. I'm just gonna put another one on before I show it to you to catch the needle in. That's where I'm currently up to. But I've got all the boxes done, so there's a fair bit to go in that. I think he is definitely going to be a WIP for next year. Again, he's really good for doing lots of stitches. Look, I'm not being lazy now. Pull him off the Q-snap and show you what I mean. That's where he's at. He's long and skinny, so you can't see him all in one. So we'll fold him up off the Q-snap and he can go away until next year, because he's definitely not a knock it over kind of piece. All right, this one's a knock it over. This one has plans. Number sampler, all our yesterdays. We only have the number 5 to go. Only number 5. Knock him over in October, I say. Knock it over. Okay. Nearly there. So, I said to you about the big red ship of life. I don't know where his picture's gone, but that's where he currently is. So I think he can stay out here to get a bit more love by the end of the year. Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf by Amy Stewart. Progressing nicely. Been getting lots of love. Definitely going to be staying out here to get some more love. And it's one of my full coverages of choice. My alphabet ABCs, alphabet sampler. I'm up to P. This will be finished this year. So it's staying out. It's not in a knock it over piece as such, because it's going to take till December to get through all the letters with Semi-Sane. But there we go. He's progressing quite nicely. And the Fairy Tale Village, Fairy Tale Town by Abris Arts. That's where we're up to. A little bit more overdone, but obviously not a knock it over piece. And that, my friends, unless I have managed to forget one somewhere, which is always a possibility, is my WIPS. So I will add them up and tell you the numbers, and then we will call that quits for this week. So I have been stitching, lots of progress, but this video is long enough, so I will film later in the week and show you where I'm up to. All right, I'll be back in a minute with the numbers. Okay, getting a tour of the whole house today for this video, aren't you? All right, I added them up. If I was to shelve all those WIPs that are on the possible shelf pile, I would have 50 8 WIPS going into next year, excluding 18 that are on the October list. So that is making me feel pretty good. I've got 5 model stitches on top of that, and then of that 58, my alphabet and maybe Anzac would be finished. Alphabet will definitely be finished. So the 58 includes finishing alphabet, but not necessarily Anzac. So if I knock it over, all those ones on the knock it over list, shelved all the ones that I'm asking you should I shelve, that means I start the year with 58 WIPS, which I'm really pleased about, because the number 72 is actually what I was thinking of, 3 WIP Go boards. So if that was the case, 58 from 72 means 14 new starts. That's not a bad number to start. That'll be a whole nother video to pick the 14. But of course, if I finish things along the way, I can start more. So I can line them up. So that makes me feel better. So I'll be starting the year with less WIPs. Woohoo! Way to go. Anyway, please do comment below on those ones. Do you think I can get those knock it overs done? Do you think I should shelve the ones that are on the possible shelving? And then I'll juggle my fingers accordingly. All right, thanks so much for your help. Have a great week of stitching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.